So I'm going to start. His name is going to be, for the colors, it's going to be teal blue, orange, and dark green. So those are his colors. Whenever we catch an Adelaide's warbler, we put color bands on them so that we can identify individuals next time we come back.
So you log it, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. And as soon as Soeli has the nets closed, I'm going to get her to help me write down all this information.
So how many bands that you put on?
We put on 3 colored bands, and then a metal band. Absolutely. So these tiny little bands are from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and every single band put on every single bird is different. So if someone recatches this bird somewhere else, if he migrated, if he got lost in a storm and they found him, they could read his bands, go online, and know exactly where he came from and exactly when he was banded. 2860 14807. So the plastic bands, they can fall off. The metal bands we put on, and hopefully they don't fall off. And as long as he doesn't move, it spins and it's closed. This combination is TBODG. Yeah. So now that I've got him banded, so whenever you catch a bird, you always band first, so that if while you're trying to measure them and they fly away, at least their bands are done. If I was going to put a radio tag on him, I would put the radio tag on right now as well. So if he flew away, I still have him. So I'm trying to measure his wing cord. So from his shoulder all the way to the tip of the longest feather, which in this case is 52 millimeters.
It's like a medical exam.
I know. Well, it's going to get personal too. So.
I assume you speak French.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Not everyone in Canada speaks French.
Okay,
Definitely
all right.
not. I know more Spanish than I do French, and
Okay,
I don't
great.
know much Spanish. So I know just enough French to make Spanish hard. If that. I want to pronounce things with a French accent, which is not helpful. So his tail, I would say, is about 46 millimeters long.
Why is it important to measure that tail? What information? Does it tell you the age of the bird?
It's a great question, and I only know part of the answer.
Okay.
I know certain measurements like the tarsus, this part of the leg, is directly related to age and what they eat and how healthy they are. The wing and tail, I'm not sure how well correlated they are, but I mean, once you have that data, you could start looking at all sorts of stuff and see what correlates and what doesn't. So when I'm measuring his tarsus, I'm trying to find the last joint that doesn't move. So when I'm bending his foot, I'm just looking for at what point it doesn't move anymore, and then I'm lining up the edge of my calipers with that point. These are called calipers. And then I'm trying to find the length of that leg segment.
So the joint.
Yeah, to the joint. That's right. But it's not easy because they're fluffy. Say 17.3. Okay, and now we're gonna measure, I think it's called the column, or colium? Anyways, the edge of his skull to the tip of his bill.
Big.
Not quite. It's not, yeah, I don't know. You have to ask the people who made up the terminology. 12.6.
He's so cool.
And then I'm going to measure from, so nares on his bill. I don't know if you can see them very well, but those are his nostrils. So I'm going to measure from there to the tip of his bill. 7.2. Get some width. Hold still, bud. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. 2.9 width. And I'll do height. 2.8. now comes the part that I like the least, and I'm sure they don't like either. Now I'm going to take a blood sample. So blood samples, they don't normally take just for migratory birds, right? Like at banding stations? No. Yeah. So we're taking blood because at some point we might try to do a paternity analysis and see who's the father of who. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to play Jerry Springer, pretty much. I'll title the paper, Who's Your Daddy? Okay, so that one's open, ready to go? Yep. Okay. See the bulge right there? Mm-hmm. It's called a cloacal protuberance. They don't actually have a penis. This is the cloaca, which is where the reproductive cells as well as waste are eliminated through the same thing. And so if a female, I really like songbirds, because if a female doesn't want to have sex, all she has to do is sit down. And the male can't do anything about it. Songbird rape is not a thing. However, it's tricky because when they're ready to mate, the male has to kind of line up, and it's called the cloacal kiss. They literally just touch cloacas, he gives her the sperm, and it's all over in like a second, and that's it. It doesn't take very long.
That's a quickie.
It's a quickie, that's absolutely right. So the blood is the part that I don't like, because it's scary. The birds don't seem to mind it as much as I do, but I still don't like it. So I'm pulling out his wing, and there's a vein that runs along the edge of his arm, and that's what I want to poke. Just like that. Yeah, it's okay, I'll trade you. We don't need much blood, just a little bit. Do you have the sample tube lined up? Mm-hmm. So this is a capillary tube. Mm-hmm. It's small enough that it just kind of sucks the blood up. And then I need some gauze. Stop the bleeding. And that's it. See, not too bad. He's fine. He's fine. Don't worry. Is it in there? Awesome. Looks good. And then there's a pen in here. What did I name him? I named him TB.
Does he stop bleeding like normally, like naturally? Or you just put gauze on him for a little while and he stops?
Okay. And then.
Do you want to take the feather?
Yeah, I'm gonna take feather in the bag, but I don't know where my little labels. Oh, here.
They had a question about the bleeding. Do they stop bleeding like immediately?
Say that again?
Do they stop bleeding
pretty quick?
immediately?
Just like we would.
Okay.
Just like when we get shots or blood taken, it's very quick. I'm gonna take that on. So we take the blood for DNA because this is kind of a cool thing about reptiles and birds. In humans, we've got lots of red blood cells, but our red blood cells do not have any DNA in them. They do not have a nucleus. So to get DNA from human blood is actually a little bit harder because we have to get the white blood cells out of our blood, and that's where the DNA is. In birds, their red blood cells do have DNA in it. They do have a nucleus. So it means taking blood is the best way to get DNA. Now, just in case anything happens to our blood sample, I am also going to take a body feather. He's been losing a lot of them, so don't worry too much. Can you put that in the bag for me? Here. Okay. Got that done. I'm going to check on his wings, see how he's doing. I'm going to let him keep that a little bit longer. And I'm going to put him in a bag so we don't have his weight. So this is how we get bird weights.
It's a nice bag.
Yeah, one of the university professors in Lethbridge sews. So she sews bird bags.
Beautiful. That is awesome.
So that's him in a bag. So now you know what those are. I'll weigh him.
They're trapped.
Wait, why?
That's how you weigh them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bird and the bag weigh 34 grams. And is the net down? It's mostly down. Okay. I might just let him chill out for a second, and what I'll do is release these guys, and you can meet our other two boys that we have hanging here. So before you guys got here, we already caught these two.
Now those two have transmitters.
Comparado con el peso del ave.
So who do you have? Do you have them, or do you want some help? So that is royal blue, light pink. That's what we've named him. So it's one. So just watch your feet, 'cause there's a bird in that bag.
And instruments, which are very
And
important.
instruments, yes. But I'm more worried about the bird. Okay, and this is, so when birds are banded, oh yes, jeez, I just got,
He's mad.
he's very mad. So when we put, when we put bands on birds, we put them on so that we read them top of the right leg down. So he is red, light pink, royal blue. So you read that way.
Está alérgico a las aves.
All right, so this guy, where we are right now, is in fact his territory. So I'm gonna let him go right here.
Okay.
That guy's territory is actually up the road a little bit.
Oh, so see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching you.
So I'm gonna let him go.